Hello everyone. My name is Julian, and I'm the new player. And oh, excuse me, I've got this contagious thing. Don't worry about it. It's only if uh um yeah no, let's play. Let's play some D&D. Just try and keep more than 5 feet away from. Just try and keep more than 5 feet away from me, and you probably won't get it. It's great. It's great. Did anyone bring any beer or any snacks? I brought nothing. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of How to Be a Great Player. This question has been asked repeatedly on the Discord channel that we have, as well as on Facebook. So I thought we would address it in today's video. How do you join a new group successfully? You've gone out there, you've used RPGtablefinder.com to find a new group. You've met somebody at a gaming store, you're arriving for the first time. What should you do as steps? What are the 3 things? These are the 3 things that I think you should do at a fundamental level. Now, I have done a video similar to this before, earlier on, many years ago, as a matter of fact, where we've looked at this particular topic. But I've distilled it down into the 3 things that I think are the most important. You must engage. We're going to look at all of the different aspects of engagement. You must interact. What's the difference between engaging and interacting? Well, you're about to find out. And then you must invest. No. Financially? No, not financially. On a much better level than that. So let's look at engagement. Engagement, slowly, don't overload. Hi, my name is Basil. I'm a Star Trek fan. Captain Picard over Sisko, Janeway over Sisko, but not over Picard. Archer didn't even count as far as I'm concerned, and don't even get me started on the disaster that is Discovery, which doesn't even have a captain in it, if you know what I mean. I mean, really, let's talk about that, because Saru was, technically he was, and then it was Pike all of a sudden. I mean, who the hell's Pike? Why wouldn't have bring Pike back? That was just a throwback. Whoa! You are overpowering, and you know way too much about Star Trek, and I don't care. So, engage slowly. If you know you have a tendency to ramble, and you have a tendency to dominate the conversation when you meet people, and talk about awkward things and such like, cool it just a little bit. People don't need to know what shampoo you use to wash your cat on a Saturday with. They don't need to know that in the first meeting. That's second, third, 12th meeting, really. Leave it for now. Find out if they like cats to begin with. Genuinely engage with them. I know that this sounds bizarre, but a lot of people will arrive at a role-playing group and go, hello everybody, I'm here to role-play, and I don't care about who you are or what you do in your real life. I'm just here to role-play. Don't talk to me. Why are you talking to me? Is that in character? No, it isn't? Okay, then I don't want to know who you are. These are people that you're going to be telling a collective story with on a weekly or bi-monthly basis, where interaction of character should be important. If you don't want to know the people that you are interacting with, that's okay, I guess. But it does strike me as being very strange. If you're going to be meeting these people regularly, it kind of makes sense to get to know them, at least in a little way. And if you don't like them, stop role-playing with them. There is nothing worse than having a player who arrives and goes, yeah, sits down and then starts to roleplay. At the end of the roleplaying goes, next week, and then vanishes. It's like, who is that person? Why are they playing with us? Hi, we're having board games. Do you want to come over? Are we role-playing? No. Then no. What? Okay. If that's something that you do, it's time to reassess how you integrate with society. And perhaps you're one of these people who goes, I'm a closet role player, so happy to socialise with you at the game, but if I see you in the shopping mall, kindly off, because I don't want to be associated with role players at all, and I actually don't even approve of your particular lifestyle, you hippie. You can work out how to interact with people on a nice level, genuinely interact with them if you really want to make friends with them, and then connect with them. How do you connect with them? You ask them questions, you offer a little bit of insight into yourself. Don't be the person who kind of sits there and they go, so what are your hobbies outside of role-playing? Have some answers. You must do something outside. You could even say, well, actually, this is my main hobby. And then I work and sleep and eat food and go to movies. What are your hobbies outside? If you don't know what to say, throw the question back at them. Give them an answer that dismisses or that diminishes whatever it is that you don't want to talk about, and then throw it back to them. This is social etiquette 101, people. But the idea is, when you engage, don't overload them. Genuinely engage with them. And if you don't like them as human beings, don't tell them that you don't like them as human beings. Just bow out. If you're only there for the role-playing, you're not there for the right reasons. It's a very selfish reason to be there as far as I'm concerned. Role-playing is about being social and connecting with other human beings. And there it is. Connect, but genuinely connect. When you interact, part of group dynamics, part of why people will like you as a human being, is if you interact with their PCs. So you sit down to roleplay. You've got past all the terrified, awkward, high introductory stuff, and you've started to earmark, I like that one, I want to sleep with that one, I hate that one smells funny, that one's okay. Once you've done your pigeonholing type of first encounter type stuff, which a lot of us do consciously or subconsciously, and you start to sit around the table and you start to roleplay. The most important thing, as far as I'm concerned, is not that you sit down with the most perfect character sheet ever prepared, or that you sit down and that you have 50,000 copies of the same character sheet so you can hand a copy out to everyone. No, it's about when you start role-playing, does your character interact with the other characters? Does your character encourage them? Does your character ask them about their backstories? Does your character engage with them? If when you do this, they say, well, my character is very personal and doesn't talk. Okay, it could be a role-playing cue. So next session, you try and ask them a little bit more. Hey, now that we killed a dragon together, I noticed you have a scar. Tell me a little bit about that scar. No, my character doesn't talk about that sort of thing. Maybe it's a wrong group. Maybe it's the wrong group for you. Maybe role-playing is not their focus. Maybe their focus is on the mathematics and the mechanicals, in which case, thanks everybody. Catch you around later. Leave and find another group. Don't try and make them role-play. They won't like you and you won't like them. Interacting with the NPCs is also a good way of showing the GM that A, you're a good player, but also B, that you are genuinely interested in the game. Remember that word, genuinely interacting and engaging with your fellow players. You should also genuinely interact with the game. If you find the game boring, leave. If you find the GM bad, leave, or see if you can GM. That would be a better solution after you've done some due diligence in terms of playing in their campaign. Find out if the other players like what's happening. If they do, you leave. You are not the one who's going to revolutionize. Vive la revolution! Vote for me as DM. No, that is not the right approach to take. That won't make you friends. That will just simply, well, that's just bad form, really. And then finally, team integration. If you are making sure that when a thing, an NPC interacts with you, with your character calls over the other PCs. Brock, you're an expert in weapons. Wouldn't you give me your opinion on this long sword? It has no mechanical value whatsoever, other than showing your fellow players and the DM that you are genuinely interested and working with them. If you sit there quietly and you don't say anything and you don't do anything, what are you giving me as someone else who's sitting at that table to work with? So I notice that you don't say anything. Is that just who you are? Are you just a naturally quiet person? Well, I've now painted you into a corner. I've pigeonholed you as being one of those introverts. And of course, there are many introverts, there are many extroverts, and there's many grades in between. If the answer is yes, then that's great. I'll do all the talking. You can just shut up and listen. And since you don't talk, you're not going to tell me to shut up. So, yeah, victim. Yeah, okay, so maybe this video I should watch as well the next time I go to a social event. Finally, you should invest. Now, we're not talking money here. We are talking about these three things: education, effort, and attention. There is nothing worse than someone who joins a group and halfway through the role-playing session they're on their phone, or they join a group and you go, have you read the rules? Yeah. Know the rules backwards. Yeah, absolutely. It's 2d6, right? No, it's a d20. Oh, that rule. Yeah, no clue. Not a clue. Slowing down the game. Yeah, and a week later, still haven't read the rules. Educate yourself on the role-playing system that's being used. If you find that you don't like the role-playing system that's being used, bow out. Don't go to that table saying, hello, I'm new here, I'm here. By the way, can we completely change the role-playing system because I hate it? That will get you a lot of friends very, very quickly. It really will. You should employ that tactic more often. No, research the role-playing system. Find out about it. We are at the age where the internet is your friend and you will be able to find the basic rules for most role-playing systems before you have to purchase the rule book. So you can do a little bit of research beforehand, and there's nothing stopping you from texting whoever has invited you to the game saying, hey, I don't know the system, can you give me the lowdown quickly? Let's just do a quick voice chat, whatever. Educate yourself on that particular space. You can also educate yourself on the people who are going to be there. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We all have them. There are a few who don't. That's fine, in which case you already know what kind of person they are. You go, aha, you don't engage in social media. Okay, so it's text messaging for you. Good, fine, I understand where you fit. Make the effort. It doesn't take you more than half an hour to just go and, Facebook stalk all the people in the group, see who you can find, connect, understand, make the effort to educate yourself on the role-playing system. Again, it's not going to kill you to spend half an hour going, okay, it's quite a complicated system. I'm going to need to spend days mastering this. At least when you arrive at the table for the first session, you go, okay, I have read as much as I can on this, but I'm still uncertain as to the attack rules, the combat rules, the character creation rules. I know kind of what's going on, but there's so much to it. And then pay attention. During your first session, it's critical that you remain as focused on that moment as you possibly can. I am terrible with names. Absolutely terrible with names. You can tell me your name 20 times, and I am more likely to forget it than if you tell me, well, 6 months ago, I rode a dinosaur at a theme park, and the dinosaur was orange. I will remember that until the day I die. I'm like, hey, you're a dinosaur guy, right? So pay attention, whatever it is, whatever you can pick up on, so that the next time you get to the table, it's like, hey, how you doing? How is your mother or your father or your sister, if you're someone who remembers personal details like that? How's the dinosaur? Ridden any dinosaurs recently? Har, har. There's a commonality there. It starts to show that you're paying attention. Pay attention to the fellow players, but pay attention to the game as well, so that when the DM sits down, you go, okay, cool, let's go. Again, you don't have to overdo this stuff. Don't think that you now have to sit down with the 20-page book that you wrote on last week's session. Just pay attention, focus on the stuff that you are interested in. Don't focus on things you're not interested in, because that's not genuine. Genuinely make the effort to educate yourself and pay attention to the game and to the people that you are now interacting with. If you do all of that, I guarantee you, the next time you join a new group of players, you might not know them from a bar of soap. You might be intimidated. You're going to be nervous. I am like that every single time I sit down at a table. I don't care who it is. Sometimes I sit down at the table going, this is a one-shot. I'm never going to meet you people again. I am still nervous because I know that we're here to have a good time. We're all secretly kind of assessing and judging and thinking. For me, of course, having run this YouTube channel, when I sit down at a table, everyone's like, oh, let's see how he runs a game. Let's get the best we can out of, etc., etc. The pressure is phenomenal because sometimes you just have bad days, right? But if you show that you can engage, that you can interact, and that you can invest in the people around the table, they will forgive you almost anything. You can then say, oh, it was a terrible game, I'm so sorry, I want to try something a bit better next week. Ridden any dinosaurs recently? See, the dinosaur thing just keeps coming back to me. Nonetheless, all of this will contribute to ingratiating yourself into a group of role players who will hopefully become your friends as well. You have a common hobby. It makes sense to form friendships with these people. That's my lowdown on how best to join a new group. 3 big critical things that you should focus on when next you are encountering new people. Anyway, until next time, what do you do the first time you arrive in a new group? Do you shower the group in food? Do you bring alcohol? What do you do to try and make your first impression as good as possible and not get pigeonholed as the, oh, you're only a 3-session player. After the 3rd session, you won't be back. What do you do to try and mitigate those things? Share so we can all learn and laugh, and also commiserate when we've been there, done that, and got the t-shirt. Until next time, however, I wish you and yours the happiest of playing. Okay. So I like the character, that's fine. Yeah, I subscribe to the process that you guys are going through. But this dinosaur, when you say you rode it, is it like a theme park thing? Is there like... Is there a bell that you hear when you can ride the dinosaur? How does this dinosaur work? And why was it orange? What sort of orange are we talking about? Are we talking orange? Or are we talking more sort of greeny orange, like beige, really?